welcome to a special CMEC podcast here from Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. I'm delighted to be reporting to you from the WIMENA conference, that's Women in Sport in the MENA region, where we're surrounded by some extraordinary women, particularly women from the MENA region, who are pioneering their way in sport, both as athletes, as managers, and in the sports industry. I've been lucky enough to speak to quite a few of these remarkable ladies and bring you an interview from one of the most impressive, Rasha Al-Khamis, who is pioneering women's boxing in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
I'm Rasha Al-Khamis. I'm a sports expert and advisor for the Saudi sports sector.
And you're being very modest. You've got something of a sporting background yourself, haven't you? Tell us a bit about that.
Of course, yeah. So I'm a sports enthusiast, a 4-time Guinness World Records holder, and the first female certified boxing coach from the Saudi Arabia Boxing Federation. I've trained 500 women in Princess Noor University, King Saud University, and I grew up doing different sports, started with basketball, co-founded one of the first women's soccer teams in Saudi Arabia, played tennis, surfed, and ended with boxing. So, yeah.
A lot of listeners who haven't been to Saudi Arabia will be surprised to hear you say you're a Saudi, you're a woman, you've done these sports, you're doing these sports, and Saudi Arabia is embracing it. Can you talk a bit about how women's sport has increased in Saudi Arabia in the last 10 years?
Of course. So let me tell you, let's take boxing as an example. Before Vision 2030, boxing for women and girls wasn't even a possibility. The ability to do fitness boxing or competition boxing was not even a chance. But young girls are fearless and they're hungry, and they have been provided all the opportunities that their grandmothers and mothers never had. With Vision 2030, but now we overcame this, and with Vision 2030, Vision 2030 opened everything, opened up all sports for women, 97 sports, and they've also opened up gyms where women can start doing fitness boxing in those gyms. They opened up government clubs back in 2021. We had only 3 government clubs that practiced boxing, but now it grew up to 84 clubs. And men and women, young girls across different age groups are actually training to compete at a regional and international level. From year 2021 to 2024, women boxing grew by 460%. And this tells you that with the right mindset, with the right ambition, and with the right foresight, you can achieve whatever you want.
That must be life-changing. You've talked about numbers, but that must be life-changing for the actual women it's involving. Can you tell us a bit about how it feels to be living in a country where what wasn't possible 10 years ago is becoming possible?
So in Saudi Arabia, we have never been as united as we are today. I'm sure everyone who comes to Saudi feels the energy and feels how connected Saudi people are. They're driving towards one direction and one mission, and that's a better quality of life for everyone. And it's been a really life-changing. Today in Saudi Arabia, women enjoys the same rights as men. We have equal pay, equal access to quality of education, and equal access to healthcare. So we have never been as united and as equal as men in Saudi Arabia.
There are those who say that Saudi Arabia's focus on sport is, and I use the phrase, sports washing. It's all about the glitz and the glamour and to make them look good. What would you say to people who say that that's the case?
For me, I would first say, let's revert back to 2019. And when Saudi hosted the first Anthony Joshua versus Andy Ruiz fight. Ever since that fight, boxing grew by 100%. Women boxing specifically grew by 460%. Number of coaches grew to around 85 coaches. 32 women are certified at an international level. Number of clubs grew from 3 to 84. So what we're trying to say is that the impact of these big events are really inspiring the community, the sport ecosystem, the specific sport ecosystem such as boxing to grow and expand. I have a really true story. A great friend of mine took her young kid to a boxing match. She has been convincing him for the past 4 years to pick up boxing and to do boxing. But ever since he attended that boxing match, he told his Mom, I want to be a boxer. And he is really one of the most talented boxers. So these type of stories tells you about the impact of these big events. It's actually inspiring people to pick up the sport, and it's really impacting the ecosystem.
You're not only a bit lethal in the ring, pretty good in the surf and on the football pitch, but you also work in some quite interesting areas as well, of punch through glass ceilings in your work and your positions. Can you tell me what positions you've held and what you're looking for the future?
Of course. So currently I'm a strategy consultant with Roland Berger. I oversee the sport and entertainment sector in Saudi Arabia. I'm also a board member on Alula Sports Club, and a board member on the Asian Boxing Federation and advisor at the International Boxing Federation. So I've held like different roles, different sports roles, and I look forward to what's coming. The future is bright, and I think we just need to dream big and realize our dreams.
Rasha Al-Khamis, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.